this video, I want to give you a quick reminder not to overemphasize knowledge on the spiritual path, because it is so easy to fall into that trap, to go for knowledge only, because it is our habitual way to grasp things, to grasp new knowledge, to grasp the world. It is our habitual attitude towards getting into our life what we not yet have. We come from a place where we think that we lack some knowledge. This has been ingrained in us from the very beginning. We go to school and we learn that we actually don't know anything, that we have to go through this whole process and learn a lot of stuff, and that there are a million details out in the world, and that we have to get very good at memorizing these facts. And we have internalized this. That's not a very conscious way that we approach the world, but it's what we believe. Very fundamentally, we believe the world is a space of vast knowledge, and we have very little of that. And so when we come to spirituality, it's natural to approach it as, oh, it's this vast field. It's there is a lot of details in it. There's a million different schools to study, to follow, to really deeply understand and really get to know it from on a factual basis. But in spirituality, this does not lead to the goal. This does not give you what you're looking for. Anything that you can put into words isn't it. And even though when you want to communicate it, you have to somehow put it into words. But it's better to approach it from the viewpoint of saying, okay, if I'm actually fully enlightened right here, right now, I know everything there is to know. How would it be possible for me to convince myself that I'm not? Because from a certain perspective, you are it right now, fully enlightened. You just don't recognize it. Your mind hasn't made the leap. It's in the confused state. But it's doing that to itself actively right now. And sometimes to approach it this way, the other way around, is very helpful. To say, okay, I have everything I need. I know everything right now. How would I convince myself that I'm not? And then you may be able to see how your mind is actually creating that illusion, that knowledge would be of value and that you need more of it. And that there is a separation between what you are now and what you think you are going to become, what you're going to realize. And that somehow you couldn't realize it right now. That the shift couldn't happen this very moment. The problem with knowledge is that it might give you the feeling, once you have studied spiritual teachings very deeply and you have really connected to it, and you can speak about it very proficiently, and you can convince others that you are knowledgeable about this area. You might even convince yourself that you got it. You might think, oh, I understand it so completely. That must be real knowledge. That must be it. It's not. It's a trap. It's you having convinced yourself that a belief you hold is the same as truth. Therefore, everything you hear, everything you can understand with the mind, put it in the category of not knowing for your own benefit. Say, yeah, this is an interesting idea. I can really logically understand it, see it through, grasp it from every angle. But it's still a belief, because it's what it's pointing to is greater than itself. it's greater, it's infinitely greater than this theoretical framework. And this is really going to be the approach that you have to take to all knowledge if you want to transcend it. To see it as a tiny little drop in an ocean, even though you have the feeling like it is vast and complex and you know so little of it. That's sometimes why you can awaken like this, like with a shocking moment, something unexpected happens, something that just collapses this whole sense-making structure of your mind, because it's so uninterpretable. Your mind cannot make sense of it. And then when it's just revealed that this approach isn't going to work for the whole of it, and then it's just revealed. And only then can you see why knowledge would never get you there, why conceptual understanding would never be able to replace that direct experience that is called enlightenment, or in Zen Buddhism, Satori. From this video, take away that yes, it is good to study, to learn, to achieve knowledge, but always when you do that, keep in the back of your mind as a framework for what you are doing the idea that it is not knowing. Even though you may trust it, you may believe it, you have faith in the teaching, the idea is still that all of that isn't knowing. So on a spectrum of from not knowing to perfect knowledge, 100% certainty, it's very close to not knowing. Not knowing in the sense that you have never heard of it, but pretty much almost there compared to the experience, to the being enlightened, to the stateless state, where all of that becomes clear. Keep it there. Keep it for your own benefit. Keep all knowledge to the side of not knowing. And then you will not grasp at it. You will not fall into the trap of confusing conceptual knowledge with the actual state of undoubtful, very certain knowledge, of true knowing. Hope this reminder was helpful to you, and thank you for watching. With that, have a great week. See you in the next video. Goodbye.